Greetings, everyone, and warm welcome to our first live online event of 2022. We hope that you had a lovely winter holiday season and now are back, refreshed, re-energized, and ready for something new, some new developments, projects, and learning experiences. And perhaps you've made some New Year's resolutions as well. My name is Yaroslava, and I am Trainers Community and Online Education Manager. And on behalf of TechSoup Europe team, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to our live online event, which will be focused on building your media literacy skills with Hive Mind self-paced courses. It's our pleasure to have two top experts with us today, Pavel and Beata. And today we'll be talking a lot about media literacy, about learning, about those interesting resolutions for the new year connected to new exciting learning experiences. But before we do that, let's question today's topic. Just for a moment, why media literacy? Why do we talk about it today? Well, because enhanced skills in this area enable learners to think critically about the media. And this approach also cultivates 21st century skills like creativity, collaboration, communication, as well as improving digital literacy skills through interacting with the media, information, and technology. What's more interesting is that media literacy enables citizens to understand and contribute to the public discourse and eventually make sound decisions when electing their leaders. Just think for a moment how important it is. And also, people who are media literate can adopt a critical stance when decoding media messages, no matter their views regarding a position. So that's a pretty important skill to have in our challenging times. And we'll be talking more and more about the media literacy, Hive Mind, and our online self-paced courses during our event today. And it is my pleasure to introduce Hive Mind to you. And on your screen, you see the link, which will also be shared in the chat. So I'd like to encourage you to take a look, check it out, browse, and just see for yourself what this exciting, highly valuable resource is all about. And let's stop here for a moment and think what's so special about Hive Mind, why we're so proud to present it to you today as our platform for the online self-paced courses. So what's Hive Mind? A few terms come to mind when we think about Hive Mind, and I'd like to share some of them with you. So Hive Mind, it's a dedicated online space for international community of practice, and it's an effective way to support local communities in their languages as they're building resilience, meeting them where they are. It's a space to be, to connect, to share, learn, and grow. And it's our hub and powerful host for your fun, exciting learning experience. Check it out and see for yourself what wealth of information and useful resources it offers to you. One more thing about courses. Since we have quite a few courses at TechSoup. We have TechSoup courses, we have this online self-paced courses on Hive Mind, and people often wonder, what's the difference? What about those courses? And we can talk about it, of course, in detail, but very briefly, our courses in Hive Mind are absolutely free of charge, and they aim to help practitioners, civil society activists, educators, with their soft skills development. Things like countering disinformation, building positive narratives, media literacy online, so on and so forth. We'll get to the details in just a bit. Whereas TechSoup courses aim at development of more IT-related, maybe hard skills in learners. So definitely the courses all our courses are complementary. They're just aiming at developing different skill sets. And of course, the platforms are complementary and they just equip our learners with modern 21st century skills, be it in IT, be it maybe in project management, or say media literacy online, or digital safety and security, as we will be talking about in just a moment. And on the screen, you see the link that will take you to the courses. And we will be referencing this link more and more during our conversation today. But just so that our experts are not waiting for too long, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And let's have a chat with our experts, Beata and Pavel. Thank you so much for coming and being with us today, Beata and Pavel. Why don't you introduce yourselves so that our participants would get to meet you? Beata, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to be here. My name is Beata Zwierzyńska, and I'm from Central Poland. I was a teacher for 16 years, but currently I turned to academia and try to support NGOs and teachers. Most of the time I train others to counter disinformation, implement media literacy or innovative pedagogies and democratic participation. I have been engaged with the European Council of Doctoral Candidates and Junior Researchers, the European Commission, and the Council of Europe. In Poland, I am also engaged with grassroots organizations helping with education for democracy and human rights. So you can imagine how thrilled I was to be able to collaborate with TechSoup on the self-paced courses on countering disinformation and building positive narratives.
Thank you, Beata. What about you, Pavel?
Hey there, everyone, and thanks for the invitation. Nice to be here. My name is Pavel. I come from Tallinn, Estonia, and for more than a decade, I've been working in the youth work field and with civil society organizations. I would say my specialty is educational games and training of youth workers and educators in using innovative practices. So you can find me very often doing non-formal learning training courses. And media literacy has been quite a hot topic in recent years, and related questions have been popping up more and more during youth worker and teacher training that I've been doing. So I was quite curious also to discover the topic more in depth myself. And back in 2019, I encountered Media Literacy Accelerator project, got on board as a participant of several trainings on media literacy and building positive narratives. And then I had an opportunity to also act as a trainer on several online courses, which were also adapted from offline courses that we're creating in the beginning. And lastly, I have been providing some support in adapting the media literacy course to become self-paced and also to translate and adapt it to Russian language.
Thank you so much, Pavel and Beata. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. What a wealth of knowledge and experience, and quite a bit of work that we've done together, correct? And dear participants, now that you've met us, you met our experts, please feel free to put your name and the country you're joining from. Would be lovely to see that in chat and see how diverse our group today is. Feel free. Thank you so much. And now moving forward with our conversation today, Beata, Pavel, what's online learning for you? What are some of the benefits of learning online, in your opinion? The floor is yours, whoever wants to start.
I could start, and I guess online learning for me is an opportunity to dive deeper in an area of interest using tools and resources that are available online, digitally, all sorts of massive open online courses, self-paced courses, podcasts, videos, webinars. They all have a lot to offer. And two things I especially appreciate about online learning are basically flexibility and freedom. So firstly, flexibility. you can really choose to learn while you're doing your morning run, listening to a podcast, or watching a webinar with a cup of hot chocolate on a rainy evening, being really cozy in bed even. So, and then freedom, because you always have the freedom to pause at any time and dive deeper into the topic, do some extra research, or use recommended resources and really discover them properly. And you can truly adjust the learning to your own pace and to your own time resource as well. But I would also highlight that online learning is a lot about responsibility that a person has for their own learning process and learning success. So it's a great opportunity with which comes also some responsibility.
Well, for me, online learning, first of all, refers to internet-based learning. So things that Pavel listed, of course, are the categories that I would put there. So it means in practice that you can also learn alone or with others, whenever or wherever you choose. When learning online, you can also complete your course in one go or return to it once you reflect on the previous material. It's all up to you. So for whatever reason you take certified courses or participate in live sessions or webinars, you improve your competences, qualifications, you self-assess your knowledge and skills. And people who have this lifelong learning approach often use maximum opportunities provided by online learning. And you can spot them at work, for example, because they are those who are usually very eager to learn, and they would come to you and the colleagues at NGOs or companies they work at, and they will say, hey, look what I have learned. And they simply share, inspire others. They lead others into new fascinating worlds.
Thank you so much, Pavel and Beata. Exciting insights indeed. Right, online learning is all about responsibility, but also there is fun part to it with freedom and flexibility. And yes, enjoying that cup of hot chocolate on a rainy day, learning on the go, taking your courses wherever you are, and making learning fun. Yes, it's about acquiring new skills and knowledge, but also about enjoying the process and growing as a practitioner, growing as a civil society activist, as an educator, and enjoying the Hive Mind platform. And I'm seeing lots of comments in chat. So good to see where our participants come from. Once again, greetings everyone, and it's fabulous to have you with us today. And we appreciate your adding comments to our experts' remarks already. So, please keep them coming. We appreciate your participation. All right, moving on now. So Beata and Pavel, I've had the privilege and honor of working with you on the development and design of our courses. Once again, with Beata, encountering disinformation and building positive narratives, English, Polish, and with Pavel on the media literacy online in English and Russian. Could you please comment on your experience of working with TechSoup, first as a master trainer and then as a subject matter expert working on those online courses? The floor is yours. Whoever goes first.
Sure. So I would be honest here that I was very excited to the face-to-face interaction of the courses at first, because I'm a huge fan of face-to-face courses. And I was a bit skeptical in the beginning, where due to all the things around, we needed to reformat courses for online. So at first, yeah, I needed a little bit more of motivation for myself, being a bit overwhelmed with all the online work in comparison with in-presence activities was a slow start for me. But then I decided to take up the adventure and co-build the self-paced course, because there was so much work that was already put in, a lot of materials and a lot of research that's been done. And I really think that having this professional production team and a logical and realistic timeline for working on the course, as well as the extensive base documents, really made it easier and a lot more pleasant and engaging for me to design the self-paced course. And honestly, I started appreciating online courses a lot more and got also excited about discovering what is possible in a self-paced course and in this design process, because that was also one of the first proper experiences for me from start to finish for a self-paced course.
So for me, it was also a fantastic journey to work with TechSoup. One of those where you meet amazing people, experts in tech, fact checkers, talented storytellers, and those who care about quality of online space, including safety. So together with this hardworking TechSoup team, including you, Jarka, we created a community of practice. I would also call it a community of practice, as you called. So subject experts were learning from other subject experts, expanding their own knowledge and perspectives. It was also great to have access to high-level and up-to-date knowledge, discussion forums with people who worked for governments, or most important, international or even intergovernmental institutions, journalists. That was my biggest takeaway. And all of this resulted in high quality training for teachers, NGOs, and also local government employees and activists. As far as working as a subject matter expert, that was the icing on the cake for me. So again, great people, fantastic atmosphere, and substantial assistance from the TechSoup team and the developers as well. And we were all negotiating the best solutions for the future course participants.
Excellent, Beata and Pavel. It's great to hear that you had such positive impressions and such a positive experience working with TechSoup. And of course, there are always a couple sides to any coin, with the course development being no exception. So, as subject matter experts, did you encounter any challenges during your work on the courses? What were they, if that happened, and how did you overcome them? Who is brave to respond?
I can go. I mean, as part of from the personal resistance to online learning that I had in the beginning, I would say it's also a greater challenge to create a self-paced course rather than design a webinar or a face-to-face training activity. I really took it as a challenge to play with, because you cannot influence the learning experience after the course is finished and launched. You don't have this control. So it takes a lot more work to make sure that everything necessary is included, but you don't also overwhelm the learner with too many modules, too many tasks, too many questions, and so on. So I think this challenge, which is also a great learning opportunity for me, was to step into the shoes of the user and start planning this experience really step by step. And I also think that a lot of challenges, to be honest, never kind of rose because of the production team that we've been having and the overall approach to iterating the development of coming back, changing, switching things, and really kind of working back and forth with that. And I think we managed to pace the development of the course pretty well, and made adjustments quite quickly to polish this final result and to really have it there and self-paced without our influence needed anymore.
So I agree with Pavel that creating self-paced courses is more challenging than creating face-to-face training or workshop. So even if a face-to-face workshop is well planned and ready, there is always this possibility to adjust the content to a specific group or their needs. So when creating an online course, you need to make sure that it is universal, but then not too general. So during the creation process, you need to understand the roles that others take, how they see the design, or what technically is possible to include in the course. And this, of course, takes time. And all of this, the whole process reminded me time and time again that group wisdom and experience is the best choice. So these self-paced courses are, I would say, fruit of such a team collaboration. But my biggest challenge was to refrain from overloading the content. There was this temptation to, provide more information, other interesting facts, additional examples, extra materials and context. So at some point we had to start reducing rather than adding more content. And that was the most difficult thing, to provide the core of the content, to leave the best examples and pick the most relevant highlights. And in the countering disinformation and building positive narrative courses, you will find those tiny icons with letter I, which indicate extra info, and you can simply judge for yourself how relevant or interesting this info is for you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Beata and Pavel. Indeed, as a trainer and educator, I can perfectly relate to this ever ongoing struggle of removing content, because of course we want to do our best and to give as much as possible knowledge, useful information, tips, resources to our learners, but then there are certain constraints, and then we have to make adjustments and make certain cuts, and to make it the most useful and relevant experience for our learners. All right, shifting gears now into a slightly different aspect of our courses. Now that we've shared our experience with their development, as our experts, what would you say? Why would you recommend our learners to take these courses? And what do you like the most about your respective courses? Please.
Okay, so let me perhaps continue. So the self-paced course on countering disinformation covers I would say, the widest possible range of topics connected to disinformation into a friendly and compact form. Mind you, it's a 40 to 60-minute course. So you will learn what information and information noise is. For example, you'll be able to distinguish between physical, physiological, or psychological noise. There is something like that. This offers a solid foundation to understand the phenomenon of disinformation. And many learners are also surprised that there are different types of disinformation. This skill to recognize a concrete type of disinfo leads to a reflection of who creates it, how it is created, which type is more dangerous, and this is the key knowledge. What I also love about the course is that learners get a chance to somehow reveal to themselves their own pre-assumptions that they had before taking the course. So learners can self-assess and receive immediate feedback. Once you receive tips and explanations on a screen, you are more satisfied with how much you have learned in such a short time. And finally, I would say that learners are offered extremely useful insights and tools, such as target audience map, to find out about different mechanisms and tactics used to mislead and target individuals or specific groups or even institutions. My favorite place or places in the course are those which explain how to use powerful stories and narratives in combating disinformation. So we have this factor. We know, okay, what's the problem? We know who created it, but then what to do with it, right? So how to use those stories, narratives to combat disinformation. But I will talk about this one more course specifically on building narratives in a moment.
And I would say about the course that I've been part of, it's a media literacy online course, and we named it Think Twice. It's short enough to really keep you interested throughout the time frame, because it takes around 50 to 60 minutes to go through the videos with some interactive exercises. And I mean, it's also enough to build a good base to be confident when encountering um, information online or content online, but also when producing content yourself and things what to be aware of. So it's based on real cases. It introduces practical tools that can be applied straight away once you encounter them at the course. And a learner really gets to know, say, the main definitions, main concepts in the media literacy topic, and has a chance to put the learning straight away into practice with some of the exercises that we put and tools to explore. So a learner would get puzzled by a few exercises that we planted to check how much attention you have paid as well.
The Building Positive Narratives course has 4 main parts. What is disinformation and how to reach an audience? Because of course you have to first understand what disinformation is. Then another one, from persuasion to narratives, then propaganda and echo chambers, and the last one, starting a campaign, so something practical. Those clear subtopics lead learners, I would say, from basic but not trivial facts through understanding of mechanisms such as persuasion, propaganda, echo chambers, to a final moment where learners are ready to build their own narratives. I think the biggest advantage of this course is also the number of examples. Pavel underlined how it was important in his course. It was also important in this one. As a former teacher, I must say that this practical approach is a guarantee that learners can easily go through the next steps planned for them. And the learners will also appreciate in-depth analysis of 8 essential elements to build a good story, and again through examples. I also think that it will be eye-opening for many to see how many different types of narratives we can have and purposes that they serve.
But also you've been, Beata, developing several courses, and I've been working on one. So if I may ask a question, any tips you would give to potential learners to have the best out of these courses? Any recommendations that you could provide?
Sure. I think that if you have colleagues, friends, or teach students, younger and older ones, who are, interested or would somehow profit from the topic, why don't you do it together? So usually people like learning with others, discussing, sharing their views, exchanging pieces of news. I can imagine, for example, a discussion club at school or a random meeting with colleagues, to exchange tips based on countering disinformation course, or some kind of safety tips about your presence online. But my most important recommendation is simply to enjoy the courses, be curious, take notes, or you can sketch them if you may. You can finish in one go. You can return when you can. Simply just have fun, because learning should always be fun. What about you, Pavel? What tips would you give?
Firstly, I super agree that learning should be fun and that you should really enjoy it. And I think for the course I've been working on, the entry level is very low. So it is also acceptable and open for everyone to start, and it won't be too difficult for no one. But it's also presented in a very dynamic way, with short videos, with a lot of examples, with a lot of interesting little points there as well. And However, to really get the most of the learning experience, I would also suggest not to stop on the videos and the questions that pop up at the course, but really take advantage of the recommended links and tools that are provided throughout the whole course, and they can be explored really on the side. For example, there is a TinEye or YouTube data viewer as resources provided that allow you to check images that you use or that you have been subject to. So you can really go and explore it, you can play with it, and as you said, you can really have fun with it and spend basically a whole evening discovering these resources. So really don't get boxed only into the course and its platform, but also use the links provided to discover and experiment. I would say that.
Thank you so much, Beata and Pavel. What a dynamic exchange. And it's a pleasure to learn more from you, being the experts for our courses, regarding how to make the learning experience most productive for our learners. We greatly appreciate your insights, and thank you for being with us today and talking about your experience of development, the courses with us, and also how to make the learning experience fun. Yes, it's highly useful, but just to reiterate, it should be fun. Couldn't agree more with both of you. Well, moving on into the courses. Let's learn more about, of course, countering disinformation, building positive narratives, media literacy online courses available to you, and also digital safety and security, open data for CSOs, and digital campaigning basics. And as you will see in just a moment, these courses are available to you not only in English, but in a few other languages of Hive Mind. As we mentioned before, Hive Mind is unique, special, and very, very useful. And it talks in different languages. It can talk to different communities. So let's dig in and explore in just a moment. So you see the link to the courses on your screen, and we will share it in chat once again. You've seen it before. So once you click on this link, you're going to see a page that looks like this, that describes to you all the courses available. And you will see the links to get registered for the courses. Just let me reiterate that if you're a registered Hive Mind user, you just click on the link and it'll take you to the course, and it'll be super easy to start your fun and exciting learning experience. And maybe, as we were starting this presentation today, maybe you already accessed Hive Mind and registered as a user. I hope some of you have done it, and we truly hope and believe that more and more of you will become Hive Mind users and active learners in the coming days after our event today. And no worries, if you missed the link, or if you did not get a chance to copy some resource for your notes and everything, we will be sharing a recording of today's event along with all the useful links, expert tips, whatnot, in the coming days via email, so you won't miss anything. Self-paced courses, you can learn at your own pace, on your own schedule, and enjoying your experience. And by the way, I see that we're getting some questions in the chat. That's excellent. Guess what? We're going to have a Q&A pretty soon, and you will have a chance to ask your questions, and our experts will respond to them. So, hold on to them for now, and we really appreciate your active participation and thinking, about the courses and the learning experience. So, I hope you already accessed this page with the courses and browsed a bit. And as you can see, these courses are available not only in English, but in Albanian, Romanian, in Macedonian, in Russian, of course, in Polish, and other languages, Spanish. Guess what? There will be more coming. But for now, it's wonderful to have a choice. So it's up to you if you'd like to take, let's say, countering disinformation in English or in Polish or in a different language. So, review the information carefully and make your choice. And just maybe a couple tips from me also for your useful learning experience. It's best to take our courses on a computer with a headset, maybe with a notebook and a pen, although that's entirely up to you. And, approach this learning experience with an open mind. Our courses are dynamic, interactive. They have cool features, cool tips, and a few other things, but I won't spill the whole story, just so that you have an opportunity to get registered and enjoy it for yourselves. So perhaps some of you have already registered for the courses, and maybe some of you are wondering, how do I get registered for a course? Well, guess what? Our colleague Dorota has kindly prepared a brief instructional video for those of us who are wondering, how would I go about the registration for a course? So let's take a look at the video and learn how to do it properly in just a moment.
Hi, welcome to Hive Mind. To register for one of the Hive Mind courses, click on the Learning Space section and you will see the list of the courses. Choose one and you will be redirected to the landing page of the course. If you already have your Hive Mind account, just log in to register. If not, click on the Not a Member Yet section and you will be redirected to the registration page. Enter your email address, your name or nickname, your phone number, but it's not obligatory, and the password. Confirm the password and click register. Now, we ask you to give your name and the surname because we would like to issue for you a personalized certificate. We also would love to know where are you from and how you knew about this training. Finally, let us contact you so that we can send you the personalized certificate. Now click Submit and start the course. You can enter the course here and enjoy the self-paced learning.
Hope you found this video enjoyable and useful. Again, no worries. We will be also sharing the instructional video with you via email after the event so that you can take another look at it as needed. And just to go back to some of our courses features, yes, they're self-paced. You can take them at once, go from start to end, or you can pause and keep taking, let's say, a new section whenever you have a chance. Yes, there are certificates. Definitely you will be getting certificates after completion of the course content and passing a quiz. You will receive a certificate. And also, should anything happen, not as planned, there is always an option to start over and retake a course and pass it successfully. Like we said, it should be fun. Now, we'd like to open the floor for your questions in just a moment. So please start thinking about your questions. But before we do that, let me
Hi, welcome to Hive Mind. To register for one of
let me ask our experts to present a few more resources available in Hive Mind. Because as we mentioned in the beginning, it's not only about the online self-paced courses. There is much more to Hive Mind than only the courses. Although, you know, as you understand by now, we have quite a few of courses and the learning space is really dynamic and really filled with options for you to take and benefit from. But perhaps you already browsed around Hive Mind and found some more of the useful materials. So I would like to ask Beata and Pavel to comment a bit more on other resources available in Hive Mind. For example, Beata, what about your article that you prepared for Hive Mind? Could you please talk a bit about it and let us know?
Sure, of course. There will be more coming. But how Hive Mind has this place where you can hear also, not literally, but you can also hear in different languages, fresh and authentic voices on topics that matter. This is how we advertise this place, but it is a kind of blog. And you simply choose an article that you are interested in. You can also choose the language, for example, Polish, because this article that is presented on your screen now is available in Polish and English. This one discusses narratives about refugees on the Polish-Belarusian border. So as you can see, it is from the Polish context, from the ground, let's say. And many of you heard, I'm sure, about humanitarian crisis on the border, not only Polish one. And in my article, I make a distinction between refugees and migrants. It was an important context for this article and narratives. I provide examples of anti-refugee narratives with examples from the Polish context, but also the second part of the article presents the actions of citizens and civil society in Poland in combating those narrative and disinfo. So, for example, you know, those examples show how to combat the humanizing stories by presenting concrete refugees, their faces, images, providing also powerful symbols. I don't want to reveal them because you will not want to read the article, which I encourage you to do. Teachers also referring to moral responsibility, and this is one of the techniques that you use to combat disinformation and those horrible narratives. Teachers also referring to some kind of humanistic values, or there are examples of various religious leaders or even influencers, very popular figures in Poland, who call for help to the people that are stuck at the border. So feel free to read the whole article, and as I said, it's available in Polish and English.
I would also maybe suggest to check the toolkit as well that is available on Hive Mind, and it has at the moment a growing library of links and resources. So a collection of resources. There's a link to, for example, Security in a Box, which is instructions for digital security. There is a data detox kit. There's also a mobilization lab that provides also both articles, but cases on campaigns and social activism. So apart from the articles, apart from the courses, there's also these toolkits and links that you can discover.
Great, thank you so much, Beata and Pavel. So as you can see, there is much more waiting to be discovered in Hive Mind. So please start taking your courses, start with one, choose your language, and just enjoy it. Try to complete it again on the go, maybe in one setting, maybe over certain periods of time, see how it goes, then take another one. Again, choose the language of your course and enjoy. And also, check out, the blog section, the toolkit, all other useful resources and tools available in Hive Mind for you. Again, it's our hub and it's a platform for learning, sharing, connecting, and well, having fun as we do it. All right, moving on. Hope you've already had some time to come up with some questions. And I see quite a few of them in chat. And in fact, some of them have already been answered by the members of our team. So thank you so much. And let's see. There is a couple questions for the experts that we have. And yeah, I see more of them coming. So in terms of just the overall process for the courses and how long it took, and well, the licensing question, I believe, have already been answered. So, well, it took quite a bit to be able to produce the courses. So if we're talking about the entire process from the start to finish, we can safely say that like from the original concept, from the idea for a course, it must have been about a couple years. But if we're talking about, like the active production process, design, all that, then a bit over a year and a half, something along those lines. So as you can imagine, it's been a long haul, and it makes us even more proud to be able to say today, we've done it. It's ready for you. Enjoy. But yeah, it took quite a bit of time and effort, as you heard from Beata and Pavel earlier today, and some of the challenges and the bright points in the course development. It was quite a mix of everything, so that by today we would have this excellent collection of the courses ready to be taken, ready to be shared in your circles. Please don't be shy and spread the word. Help us spread the word about the courses. And I'd like to focus on a few other questions that are coming from the audience. And I will ask Beata and Pavel to respond to those questions. One of the questions was, and I think it's more for you, Beata. Perhaps could you please elaborate a bit more on the building positive narratives concept? And what are some of the practical takeaways that the learner would be equipped with upon completion of the course? If you could respond to that, Beata.
Sure. I think there was a kind of overview that I presented at some point today about the 4 parts that this course has, and some, let's say, technical words that you need to know when you learn about building positive narratives, how to build them. So namely, what are the types of the narratives. I don't want to reveal it because I think it's interesting to somehow learn and discover for yourself, but basically how they differ, what are the differences, and you know, the purposes that they are used for, but also you will hear words and they will be explained there, such as, you know, echo chambers, or you will learn about those mechanisms such as persuasion or propaganda, or you know, what echo chambers are and how they influence us. So I would say that the biggest takeaway and the biggest satisfaction learners should have when they realize that when they, you know, listen to programs or hear different stories, read some articles, newspapers, they will discover those narratives and deconstruct them, I would say, and you know, how they are used, those narratives created by others, by the, let's say, bad actors, how they, you know, are used against you or your group that you identify with, or organization that you work with or for. So this will help you to, once you understand those mechanisms, this will help you to approach them, and maybe even if you want to do something, to act, to protect your group or yourself or your organization, you will know and you will have concrete tools to create narratives that will either combat the disinformation that is spread against your group or organization, but also you can, and I think this is the most important one, to realize that we don't have to counter everything, but we can also create on our own and build something new, build new stories, new symbols. And I think you will be convinced, those who take this course, that there is really a good chance that those new narratives will definitely work.
Thank you so much, Beata. That's a very comprehensive response. And I would also like to encourage our learners to start their journey by taking maybe the Building Positive Narratives course. It's an exciting and highly useful topic, and you'll be seeing more information about this course in the coming days via our social media channels. So please stay tuned. And looks like we got an exciting question in chat for Beata or Pavel. And the question is, how would you encourage or interest people to take the course now, when we're all exhausted from 2 years of everything being online? That's a question coming from the Q&A chat in our session today. So perhaps, Pavel, some words of wisdom for you?
Sure. Yeah, the past two years were not only perhaps overwhelmed with online activities, but also there is huge amount of content and information that is going our way. So here is exactly the need for the online media literacy course, because that is the one that provides some insights on biases. And I would like to ask, like, are you sure that you are that you have the habit of thinking twice before you act? Are you sure that, and are you aware of all the biases that might be influencing the decisions you're making or opinions that you're forming exactly in these times when there's more information than before? So I would maybe encourage to actually take a little break from all the information coming your way and take this course exactly as a little reality check for yourself and your opinions and people that are around you also. So I would encourage that, and especially because it is short enough.
That's great, Pavel. Thank you. Beata, perhaps you'd like to comment on this question as well, please.
Yeah, of course, I understand that, there is huge exhaustion and yeah, we are fed up with sometimes with online environment and not being able to talk to people, to be together. I'm a person who loves chatting and being among others. So I totally agree that there has to be something more to encourage us to do something extra, especially that it is not required at work. It is just our own motivation, and I think that's the biggest thing that what motivates us and what we want to do is crucial here. But I would also say that it is, I don't want to use the word opportunity because I think we live in very difficult times, but I think some people like, and I'm one of those people, to simply emerge into a new knowledge, new experiences, and learn something that I didn't have a chance to learn before. So I would see, if there is something in the title, or maybe just have a look at the course and the content, and maybe you will get interested in something more that you thought you would be. And the second thing is that, of course, we all know that learning doesn't stop at school or university. It is a lifelong experience, let's say, and the competences, the things that we get are really worth getting through those courses. So it will help you read better, analyze better, decode information better, understand and interpret the media, and what the content actually really conveys, and also hopefully to create and produce the messages or content that you want to produce. So I think you become, when you practice more, when you approach such courses, and mind you, they are completely for free, but they are very good quality, and you simply learn those skills that maybe you can simply learn on your own, just studying, looking at certain tips to see the biases, other people's agendas, stereotypes, to learn a little bit more and to be more convinced that, well, I need to know more cultures or more even about some languages and linguistics. So with this whole wealth, I think you will sometimes find just good time, good place, and emerge in something that may be interesting for you, and I hope it will be.
Thank you so much, Beata and Pavel. Thanks a lot to our participants for their questions. Excellent, thought-provoking questions. I hope we were able as a team to respond to your questions. And of course, unfortunately, we're not in a position to respond to all of them, as we will be wrapping up in the next few minutes. But definitely, we will keep in touch. And remember, the place to meet is Hive Mind. And we are hoping to see you there in the coming days and weeks. Hopefully that link will be bookmarked in your browser and you will be visiting it often. We're also hoping that perhaps you had an opportunity to become a new Hive Mind user, even during our event today. And we would like to encourage you to make your decision, get registered for at least one of the courses, and let the learning begin. Enjoy it. And we'd like to share our social media channels with you. We would like to keep in touch and stay connected. And we will be sharing more information about our courses in English and other languages of Hive Mind in the coming days and weeks. We will be also sharing these links with you in chat today and later on in our email communication. So again, no worries, you'll have complete information at your fingertips. So we hope to see you on Hive Mind. And taking this opportunity, I'd like to thank our experts, Beata and Pavel, once again, on behalf of the entire TechSoup Europe team. And we are very grateful for your participation in the event today. Thanks to our participants. Thanks for your amazing questions. Keep them coming. We're happy to keep connected. And going back to those New Year's resolutions mentioned in the beginning of our event, perhaps one of your resolutions could be a new, fun, dynamic, and engaging learning experience in Hive Mind and polishing your skills with one or hopefully few more of those courses that we had a chance to present to you today. So Happy New Year. Let's keep connected and stay resilient. And we will see you in Hive Mind. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening and see you soon. Take care and bye-bye now.